office ya NEF. But re tla leka gore ko ba na le di office teng mo provinceng re leke gore ba dire se re se bitsang marketing gore batho ba tle ba itse gore ba fokae kontle ga go senya sebaka ke tlo go bitsa ba National Youth Development Agency gore ba tle ba tlo go bua le batjha ba ileng gore ke batjha ba bomme ibile ke batjha ba batjha akere ke batjha ba bomme ibile ke batjha ba batjha youth endala akere now NYDA ke kopa wa tumele ga rena nako mokuduthamaga o tloga tsena re batla ha fela mokuduthamaga tsena be re mo fa report ya mmereko re setseng re o dirile ga ke bone NYDA ke tlo go tswella pele sitfa ha o le teng re kopa gore o atumele le wena o tlo gore a mabedi a mararo o tle o kgone re kgontse bomme ba rona mo provinceng ya rona bokone bophirima mo Sunnysoft mo tswaing gore ba tle ba kgone Sitfa, you are welcome. Lekhofi.
Thank you so much, Ndate wa DEDECT. Kalibitso ke refilwe liduma. I think I'm audible. Can you hear me? Mo? Okay. Na kalibitso ke refilwe liduma. I'm one of the business advisors called SIDFA. I guess maybe people, they are so surprised, why SIDFA? We are now merged with SIFA, you know, I guess there was SIDA as well as SIFA. But the 1st of October, current measure finally. So now we are SIDFA, we are no longer SIDA. But, Rona as SIDA, li SIDFA. We provide a non-financial support. I am not here to talk about financial support except programs selong we know who the offer the equipment as well as other things. So SIDFA is a small enterprise development funding agency, which is we are under umbrella of Department of Small Business Development. So our goals obviously as well as our vision is to make sure that we are the center of excellence in the enterprise development within SA. So our job is very simple. As we provide non-financial support, we help our entrepreneurs, more especially, I would love Ibileke Tabile hore ke tlo representa audience elong hore ke batho ba bomme. So it's very nice. So I will just keep my presentation very short. Ke bue ka tse elong hore our women be elong hore they are very fortunate hore our government in everything. So make sure that, mark hore, all our services are for free. And more especially, if you are a woman, you are youth as well as disabled. When we talk about the interventions, I will touch them. It's 100% for free. Except how there are certain percentages along we will have to pay to our service provider who will be doing musebezi for Wayne. So who munato ba motho mene? It's nice being a woman. Okay, so as SIDFA, we help from you coming to our branch as an entrepreneur or a person who wants to venture into a business, which is you will find our information officer who will tell you about the information on our services that we provide at SIDFA. So as an entrepreneur or a person who wants to venture into a business, we'll be helping you. First of all, you know you need to comply, so that you can be able to have an access to the funding opportunities within our government. You cannot get any grant or comply. So our mandate is to make sure that you guys are compliant from CK, having the business account, up until to SARS. I know people, they are so afraid of SARS. So unfortunately, if you're an entrepreneur, you are registered, you cannot run away. So then we see the Grove. Making sure that our businesses we've got our trainings, different kinds of trainings. From you want to venture into a business, which is at the startup one trainings. What is an entrepreneur? batho ba bangata ba eleng hore ba kena ka go di-business, maybe o tla kena business because o tseba hore mokgotsi wa hao or your relative o ka go business, o bo sa tsebe anything ka business. So rona is our mandate to make sure that you understand hore what is an entrepreneur as well as being in a business. Because the mistake that we make as an entrepreneurs, we tend to, just because we are the directors, we are the owners of the businesses, we think hore we are not the entrepreneurs anymore. I think you are the owner. You can chow money anytime. So if you know the definition of an entrepreneur as well as a business, when you are an employee ka go business ya hao. You are not supposed to chow money anytime as you want. Then programs like your financial management helping you to know how to do your bookkeepings, because you can just imagine worry or run a business so to be anything got the finances. Because remember how apply like the funding. There are programs we need your projections. Projections. Anything the management of account. So we want you to know the moment you see one of the criterias funding, projections or whatever the financial part, you know how to do it. When you come to me or any one of our colleagues, so it's our mandate to make sure that you know that. Then we've got marketing. You cannot have a business without marketing it. How will people know? And we have different kind of marketing, which is I'm going to talk about. Then women coaching. So the programs, they're very special for you. The service providers partner with our key stakeholders, like maybe our APSA, any other stakeholder. Mentor, nature. How it's so proud to hear work a business. I think I have a proposal, picture business. But we want you how stand up. So confident enough knowing everything ka business ya hao. So it's our mandate to make sure that whatever anything ka business ya hao. So ha re qetile mo re ba le di bo she trades. If you are a woman, go kenya ka hare ho bo she trades so that you can know hore bo overseas your products tse leng hore wa di supplier ka bo di product tse leng hore wa di etsa e le hore ke tse leng hore the market is ready to have now. You need to remember as a woman, not just a woman, but as an entrepreneur, you need to know dinto tse ngata. You need to empower yourself every day. Like on social media, make sure that you follow our pages, follow the government. If you are in a business, obviously you'll follow the entities or the agencies selling the funding, the opportunities around. You don't have to come, but halai advertise, yet it's on social media. Then the interventions. Our interventions start human resource development. The training the quality management, your export readiness training, so that we can see your product is ready now to be exported. So how train a bill, obey training then be register. Remember the export one, you you just buy and sell. You manufacture, you produce. Then you don't even have to claim product in Hawaii, in bulk. Then when we claim it's yours. It needs to be tested. Because we end up branding the product. When we get to overseas, the exhibitioning, there is an owner your product. Imagine who spend the departments, they spend a lot of money on research because we cannot do research thoroughly because we claim it's mine. Yes. So the training I talked about mentorship, obviously, women coaching. Then skills development planning, which is body training plan, your business plan, skills gap assessment. Business plan, but everyone. Because I know most of our entrepreneurs, they thinking, if you don't have a business plan, which is not true. Business plan, you end up Nahana who spend around about 15,000 to 20,000 to do a business plan for you. So la bona ke lona le nkileng advantage ka di entities hore re se ke ra hlotse re spenda tjhelete. Remember, budget is very limited. Okay, then re na le the other one is marketing. We have different types of marketing. Like in a case, your business how need to be marketed. So we have a marketing plan, which is we have a signage board. It's a declined signage board. I guess so that people can see your business how you all sizes. You give us the spec, which size. Then we have Then we have the promotional materials, which is our brochures, your business cards, your logos, Then we also have a trade exhibitions. We have market facilities, which are the tender advice. We advise you, kadi tender. Then the market linkage. Let's say you manufacturing acha, then you want to at least ulo supplier, maybe cash and carry. So Rona SIDA is our mandate to make sure that product is tested, packaging is well, so that Hakzamahalo approach such retail, everything when it comes to complaints so sharp. I get. So renale happen your productivity as or your technology transfer, which is our product development, market research as well as development, then libo prototype we do. Then we also have our information communication technologies, which is both IT, the ICT processes control. Then the last one, we do quality, which is the quality implementation. People who are into manufacturing, they know about QMS, how na di waste is the so so we do the business fail. So the program since well we said we are non-financial we provide non-financial support because I'm not here to talk about the financial part. The other programs we currently offering is an asset assist. I know we've got clients. It's so, yes, we have clients. Smile. At least to kilabana kana kong rebuka testimony. Asin ko dula ko kwatila wa do na le kadile la preacher. So we've got clients. They will say, if I'm brave enough, will tell or yes, never to see it. Which is asset assist in a up to 250,000. When you yes, there are people who they applied. We are still busy getting but fortunate enough, we have approved around the value of 229,521,589. Spending within Northwest. We're not talking about SA. We talk about Northwest. Then Renali CDSP, which is the cooperatives. Up to so far, who so funded the cooperatives is 19. They are funding where you know apply up to 2.5 million for cooperative alone. So right about the cooperatives matata. So that's why it's a number for the cooperatives, which is the cooperatives that were funded, it's 19 with a value of 22 million. Then currently we are at Mafikeng cash and carry guy. Then Mauban Relentong. Refer to the tax shop. Remember Nale crisis our brothers and sisters buying the tax shop. So as department, we working together with WRCTA, making sure that at least we stock. I can't claim sorry. You guys are saying hardly toozy. So there are programs for the tax shop. Tax shop is compliant. So the up to so far, funded the tax shop is 59. Which is 19 kids are within Nagamudiri. We feel the stock on a one client stock says up to 6.5. Your own. I get. Then up to so far, we spending about 351,000. So we're expecting you to knock to our doors. I get. As it in Bogoto, I'm hoping and praying today's information has scale well down the train. I get about that. Yes. And then last but not least, I've got just one quote as a woman. I would like to say to you guys, believe in your power. You've got power. And the first step in empowering is believing in yourself. Women bring unique creativity, leadership skills to the table. And your voice and ideas matters. Don't be afraid to break it out, take risks, and pursue your ambition. Remember, the world needs value only you can provide as a woman. La bon, la utlwisisa mara. Kapo re bue ka Sesotho, e telele ka Sesotho, hey ke Mosotho. So but ke a rata bane Sesotho se linka le bo Sepedi le bo Setswana, so ha se phoso ho hang ha ke bua Sesotho sa heso, right? Yes. Then the other one, the last one is a build a supportive network. We want you to network as a woman. Please stop being selfish. How look at what businesses ka batlang ho sebetsa insolo le batle hore reka stoko le bang. Ntate motsamaiso wa mosebetsi ke kopa fela re preach tabena networking. Please network. Sebetsang la tseba hore le stoka bo Joburg. Just one car e tla ya lo batla di fabric kapo one car e lo batla di acha tsena tsa lona tse le di etsang. Stop hore le patele information. If you hear hore DEDECT fana ka certain pasa motho o mong. I get, yes. And the nice part of building supportive network is empowered women empower other women. Right? So, kilebila holo mzamisi wa msebetsi.
Halala sida halala. Halala sida halala. Hey man, sutu e haume orange leone e powerful man. Are biletseng le khofi sutu e ba gaetso. Ha we shebile hantle tsamaisana le tlhako tsa teng. Kore ke namuni fela. Very beautiful. Ra leboga sida. Janung re tlo go bitsa our traditional group gore re cut ntwena ya concentration e ntsi akere. And then batla gore direla item ba fetsa mo ra tswella. Traditional group. Traditional group.
ge tsa selectora tla be ntse ke dumedisa botsadi dumela botsadi ke motho mapina go tloga hela ha setla gole le mahikeng re mmogo re ka kwano re tlile go le itela hela mmino wa Setswana ka pina ya Kgori morwa re ke dumedisitse ke tla be ke ya go nwa metsi e ka ron tsholeletsa go le go nnyana Saka ikete mogodu a khama ka gore se borethi Eso go mpona ke bota me a tuga se tjalo bore ke a nyala koti ki ga ke nyele ke dutse hela Are kana ke tshilisi kya baba ke tshwana hela lone pherehe ka go ba se tshwana ke go opelela Ntwa ke rumilwe ke ba bago ntse re leboga botsadi
le gofe
ra go nwa metsi
mogolokwane, legofi. Ra leboga cultural group for performance e tswileng diatla. Bomme a santse le le teng. Ke na le dikgang tse di monate for lona. Marona MEC bitsa leng kopano o fitlhile. Jaanong ke tlo go kopa gore ha MEC a tsena be re ema ka maoto go bontsha tlhompho ya ketapele ya rona ke re bomme. Re tlo go tswella pele ka programu ya rona. Me mo programong ya rona ha re etsa tshobokanyo re ka re setse ra amogetse presentation go tswa ko ABSA, re setse ra amogetse presentation go tswa ko SITFA, re setse ra amogetse presentation go tswa ko National Empowerment Fund. Jaanong se re tlong go se dira fa re tlo go amogela mmarona jaaka tsena mme morago ga foo re mo kope gore a re eme ka lefoko mme ha fetsa gore ema ka lefoko re tlabe jaanong re tswella pele ka programa rona ka gonne o tshwanetse a boela ko morago. Jaanong re utlwile SITFA fa ene bua gore bone ga ba neelane ka madi mme ba neelana ka dikgakololo se se bitswang non-financial support kampo advice. Yaanong mme wa rona o ke buileng ka ene fa le sutu ya gagwe o buile ka gore makgwebo ke mang, who is an entrepreneur. MEC wa tsena mogolokwane a re emeng ka matsogo. Halala MEC bitsa leng kopane halala. Halala MEC bitsa leng kopane halala. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Leadership dumela. Dumela. Comrade Pizza 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 dumela. MEC dumela. MEC dumela. MEC dumela. gabe ga utlwala gore ketapele e tsene mo tlong. Jaanong re tlo go tswelela pele ka programo ya rona. MEC jaaka ke tlhalositse a re simolola fa gore o simolotse ka ko Mahikeng a neelana ka di-equipment tse ko go bomme ba bangwe ba e leng gore le bone ba mo kgwebong. Jaanong MEC o tlhatlhegile maši ba gaetsho, o na le kopano le primiri mme o ile a bona gore ga gona gore a ka ya ko kopanong eo ise a tlo go feta ka mo a tlo go bua le bomme. Jaanong ke tlo go lefa le morago la ga MEC bitsa Lenkopane o re mo itseng gore is not a stranger mo provinceng ya rona ya Bokone Bophirima, ka gone ra itse gore mo malobeng fa lenkile ya nna meyara wa ko Kagisano Molopo, mme a tswa mo ya nna morutabana a ruta bana a nna principala a nna circuit manager, a tswa mo a ya go nna mokaedi kampo director ka ko lefapheng la sports arts and culture fa Mema Motshwari e ne e le MEC ka moo. A boa gape a tla a nna leadera ya mokgatlo wa African National Congress ya bomme, mme o ile a tsaya ditilo tse di farologaneng ka moo including the provincial secretary of the province. A boa gape baagi ba Bokone Bophirima ba re no ra mo batla re mmatla gape, a tsama a feleletsa a le ka ko kokwanotheo semolao ya Bokone Bophirima jaaka leloko, member of the provincial legislature, mme o na le mo portfolio committee e leng gore ikarabella mo go tsa ikonomi ga mmogo le temothuo. Jaaka se sebaka jaaka re bua ke ene MEC wa Economic Development, Environment, Conservation and Tourism mo Bokone Bophirima. Ebile MEC wa rona o badile thata ba gaetsho, o hitile degree ka kwa heta honors ka kwa a itla ema ha masters hale. Yaanong ha o bua le ene o ikutlwa sentle, o itlhaloganye, o sa ba re o tla tsena kgaotswa ka mo. MEC bitsa Lenkopane tla o bue le basadi ba Motswaing. Mogolokwane.
Ke tse sebaka se ke go dumedise motsamaisa tiro. Ga o ne o bua yana motho a bule dilo tse dintsintsi. O tsentse mo speedlane and nkare go gotetse because nna ne ke ithele ke re o tlile kwano ya ka motho wa communication, nna ke tsena mo ke moruti Tebsa. Bagatsho pele ga ke tswelela tla ke lemoge mo gare ga rona the leadership of different entities of this department. This department is it's a broad department with a very small budget in the province. But it has got a lot of SOEs. Ke lemoge ka mo gare ga rona boeteledi pele ba botwana kwana ya the Parks and Tourism ba ba le teng ka kwano, boeteledi pele ba subsidiary of the Golden Leopard Resorts board ba ba le teng ka kwano, the CEO of the Parks and Tourism acting Tate Mabunda ke mmone ka kwano, the CEO or management of the gambling board, Tate Kalinge, or representatives of the gambling board, Babalentenga Kwanu, members of the executive of the Northwest Development Corporation, Babalentenga Kwanu, and the officials, the management or executive of the CEDA, the CFA, and all those entities that are in collaboration with us, including the University of the Northwest. Bomme botlhe go tswa, different angles of the province, ba ba kgoneng go nna le tšhono ya go tla ka kwano. Bagaetsho botlhe hela, the leadership of the municipality, from the ward committee to the last, ba ba kgoneng go nna teng ka kwano. Dumelang bagaetsho. We are no longer in the space of addressing people in the halls. The Premier of the Northwest, Ntate Lazimu Khosi, made it very clear when he was ascending the position of leading the government of the Northwest that go tla ba business e sa tshwaneng le ka gale, because Ntate Lazarus Mokhosi, as the Premier of the Northwest, made it very clear to the people of the Northwest when the legislature gave him a responsibility to lead government. Hore in the 7th administration, re tle go tlhatlhosa lebelonyana, that's why he calls it acceleration of services to our people. And the Premier further said, when we do these things with a lot of reloading, meaning we must accelerate, we must let all corners of this province, Babeli, that thing, Yahore, the 7th administration have landed, government is starting to do things differently. Yanolena, this morning, I'm not here on my own. This is not BISA's arrangement. This is the arrangement of the government of the Northwest that is led by the Premier. The Premier has appointed me to lead this department to actualize the vision of the Northwest government. So if it was not of the Premier to say I must come here, I wouldn't be here. Kore asore ke botlhale, asore ke pasitse teste to come here. I am here because the Premier said we must serve the people. I am here as a servant of the people, but to communicate the message of government that is to lend to all the ears of whoever is a possible beneficiary of the province. Now, the role that I am playing as the member of executive who reports to the Premier is that we must reach out to the private sector. There are those of us who already are private and has got their own operation privately. The Premier said we must reach out to those of you who are organized either in the form of cooperatives or groups that are well recognized in communities. The Premier said we must reach out to those of you who are individuals and are having minds or ideas that they would want to give to government to move to the direction of responding to the people of the Northwest. So that is why this day is set aside to engage, especially, but babango bari government ya rona tlhele ba kwala ko Facebook bari nara wena udula ela ko Hartbees Sport, nara every time wena uko Sun City. Now, our people must understand that this province is rich, and in terms of the provincial growth plan, the plan of government to make sure that the economy of this province grow is structured in different approaches depending on the needs of the people and the fertility of the environment in a particular municipality or district. When you go to RSM, you will find me ko RSM ke le busy ka something else. That you will not find me ke le busy ka sona in Bojanala or Dr. KK. Now, this department is here with men and women who are going to testify. Some are going to administer and give the services of this department. And no one must blame us to say it was a secret that they were not told or they were not taught how to do things. That is why I said to the leadership or the management of this department, and I must continue to congratulate the hard workers behind this thing, because if it was not of their patience, if it was not of their commitment led by the acting head of department who is not here, and the CEOs of different entities and managers and directors, we wouldn't have made it. So it's not my work alone. As a khanyaga ke le esi. But we must also appreciate the contribution of communities who are always raising their hands to say, we are here and we need government to service us. Now, the next hour I'll be briefing Premier on another angle of the operation of this department, that is unpacking to the Premier on progress that we are registering in as far as investments that has been committed and put before the people of the Northwest are going to unfold. So here today, you'll be having your people who are in the industry of gambling. I hope we have officials. Gambling, you know, team to Mikiela, and I was informed that it is led by senior people who are here today. When you have interest in the gambling industry, you must get to them. They will explain to you how government has structured this entity such that you are able to get into the space either to benefit from its existence or also to assist us in curbing the illegal gambling. I must also pronounce that the Northwest, just this week, we managed to get a prize, an award, or the bronze, or number 3, in the responsible gambling province. So, we are a winning team, that we managed to secure that. But also, the 7th administration has put forth to government and to the legislature a new act. We have already drafted a bill. How we are going to regularize gambling and how we are going to make the operation of gambling to be of benefit to the people of the province. And how we are going to structure it in such a way that you can be a beneficiary in the form of being a licensee, you can be a beneficiary in the form of being a PDI or a what is this? When you are a shareholder of some sort in a particular license. We are also going to outline to you how you can also, as an organized structure, being an NPO or an FBO or an NGO, how you can also, in the form of the CSIs, benefit from the work and the operation of the gambling board. Let me also introduce here in the midst the CEO of the Parks and Tourism Board and the leadership or management of the Parks and Tourism Board who are here. If we can just do this so that people must see you. There is the CEO of the Parks and Tourism Board and the marketing officer, and there's also the site, and I also see these women who are coming also from the Parks and Tourism Board as members who are leading and taking decisions on behalf of government as members of the board. We must also applaud the 7th administration because in its history it has appointed majority of women to serve in the Parks and Tourism Board. It is led by Advocate Mashel Mokale. She is not here, and other members of the board are here. So the Parks and Tourism Board is here. It is also going to outline the services that they are giving. It is also going to outline how people must not just give me proposals and say, MEC, please fund us. The Parks and Tourism has got stalls outside. They will explain to you. I hope Sebaka is around here. The marketing chief marketing officer of Parks and Tourism Board, and Metsi, if she is also around here, will explain to you how the process has to be carried such that you benefit from such and how you can be empowered. I must also, I know I have to meet the Premier with the CEO of Northwest Development Corporation, but I want to check as to whether do we have officials of NWDC here in our midst? Anyone from NWDC? I think they're still on their way because I started the morning with them. Tate Matebesi has indicated that this morning I was with the Mahikeng flea market where I was handing the items specifically to the people of Dijobotla. We have addressed people of Matile, people of Budibe, people of Ichuseng, and other areas like your Ward 1 and 2 in Dijobotla, because we want to demystify the fact that if the municipality is not doing well, it doesn't mean government is not servicing our people. So we have left them with the items or equipments that are going to enable them to run. I think so far, when we do what CEDA has contributed to Dijobotla and what we have contributed as a department, we can say we have contributed to Dijobotla only close to 2.8 million of equipments that we have handed. And with those equipments, we have those that are handed to cooperatives or clustered groups. We have those that were handed to young people. We have those that were handed to women, because the Premier of the Northwest said, when it is not saying anything about women and youth, especially young women, it must not be named after his government. I must also indicate that we are sitting here today coming from a big conference in Sun City that was to address what we call biodiversity economy. It's important that we must start to concentrate on what biodiversity economy means, and that all of you are possible men and women, especially women, who can tap into that space. The presentations and research that was presented before us there is very clear that what is around us in the form of plants and what is around us in the form of animals, specifically the wild animals. I'm glad that I'm speaking whilst I'm in Chwaing. We are not going to allow the animal cruelty that is happening in Chwaing in terms of the operation of the game that is in the municipality of Taung. We have already dispatched a number of letters to them, and we are going to sit with the municipality to engage on making use of those animals to resuscitate the game, so that the people of Chwaing must benefit from the existing animals that are in the municipality of Chwaing. In the biodiversity conference, we spoke of reviewing the policy or introducing a policy of game donation and the empowerment. The game donation policy speaks of how we can also transform the past, where we have previously having only a particular group of community specializing in breeding Dilosa wildlife, and the other community not having that. And research has outlined that women are very less in that industry, and we have taken it upon ourselves as the 7th administration of the Northwest government through this department that we are going to make sure that game donation policy is implemented. And we are here today. We are here today to say part of what we are focusing on this 1 year game donation and transformation policy is to bring back seriti sa di bogosi ba rona in the province. So we have CPAs which are led by the Khosi, and the land has been taken back to the communities and the rightful owners, but our people has not yet benefited from that land. And time is now that this department has taken a commitment. We have already signed the MOU with the Osan Park as well as the DFFE and the Land Reform and Rural Development Department, that we are going to make our people benefit. From this side, I know the Babar Span, Yabarolong, where we will be having a walk. The MEC will be having a walk this weekend, a 30K walk, go Babar Span, just to demonstrate that the people of Joaing and the people of Ngakamudiri Mulema and Barolong who got their land back must come closer to government so that we facilitate, we conduct studies, and we do core management to make them benefit without having to stay there and fight, because the moment you see people in a particular space fighting, it means they are fighting for resources. Ako natlala batho ba ngapana ngapana. Mna go tibitsa o tla ko join batho ba lla ba sa robala ba rutlo go re zela something, because our people are hungry, our people waited for so long, our people lack clarity, our people need to be exposed to opportunities, and we are coming from a background of government that has got a lot of opportunities that were never accessed by our people. So this platform creates such an opportunity for you to access and understand where are we as government, what is it that is expected of you, how do you start for you to access that. I'm just getting here an indication that amongst us we have our senior bomme, we have Queen Mother Mamokale Wabakwena Bamukopa, traditional council, which is who is the mother to Khosi Kholo Moteo Mamokale. Queen Mother is amongst us. We really feel blessed to be with you amongst us. It is also our responsibility as this department in the same game donation policy that we must start to recognize women who are women and are Bomadi Khosi and are staying with the Khosi, and the policy is very clear on how we are going to roll out that. It will always call for proposals, and the proposals will be publicly placed in the newspapers, and it will be on the website of the department and the Parks and Tourism, because this is going to happen in the Parks and Tourism. And that is where you are going to make Ntate Lazimu Khosi to actualize what we call starting not to take our things. Kore ga re na le diphologolo rona, re na le dingapa rile, re na le di eng, ra di epa ra di romela. So time is now that we must start to do what we call biodiversity hubs, where you have your wildlife taken from Molopo Game Reserve, the skin, the meat, the bones. We have adopted a number of strategies that are also aligned to what the president has already launched. We are the first province to start to actualize the vision of the president on starting to focus on biodiversity economy. So you are the cohort of men and young people whom we are addressing to you to say, clarity will be provided. Ganale batho ba ba tswang ko environment ka mona ba ba dilanya. Part of what we are also doing as a department is the issue of environmental impact assessments. Those of you who are from Bojanala, I know the people of Bojanala, not all of them are here because of some other commitments. They spoke to me that they might not make it because they have other commitments, but we have been to Bojanala. But if you look at the issue of mining, starting from this department, people reach out to this department to call for impact assessments where they do establishment of those plants. Those plants comes here, we don't know where our platinum is going, we don't know where the chrome is going, we don't know where the lime is, where all these minerals that are mined here are going. Yet, we are the richest in terms of the concentration of those minerals as a province. This department has started an approach that says, we must make sure that our people are structured such that they become beneficiaries, and that is why the Premier of the Northwest led a delegation to China recently. We went to China, we went to South Korea, and we will be hosting the delegation of China soon. The MEC had engagement with the delegation from Zimbabwe. We are also going to have the delegation of the Democratic Republic of Congo. They're hungry, they want food, and these men and women must be empowered, must be organized such that government is able to make a commitment with the DRC to say, we are here as the Northwest from South Africa, we will provide food. And re bua ka batho ba ba leng prepared to produce tanks. Oscar Raure wena o farmer o re bolela ka plotonyana ya spinach ka moraga ga ntlo. You should be able to have when you put your name there and you say a farmer, and we go out Mebani and we say to DRC we have farmers who will give you vegetables. And we list you, and when DRC want 100 tons, then Ranal Matata plot to AUC. But the Department of Small Business and through CEDA has done the work for us. In collaboration with CEDA, we have already funded cooperatives of families. Ha go thona ba gaetswa se sephiri ebile ga se ga go mashwe. Gore you can group together as brothers, as sisters, as cousins, because cooperatives are failing. When you are clustered and you are forced to work together and you are not coming from the same background. So the cooperatives that we have funded in Madibeng, we have given them trucks, we have given them a lot of things, and we have already exposed them to the market, both nationally and internationally. I'm talking about Northwest. I'm talking about things that are happening to our own people in our own province through our own government in terms of collaboration and making our people to benefit. So, le rona re tshwantse re be mo spacing seo. Me Happy is here. Me Happy is behind because she was with me in NWDC. Me Carol is here. Ke tlo kopa Carol a etse o mo khusane something white in greenish and sits. Me Carol is a director, is one of the managers whom we have given a responsibility, SMME support, and she leads, they are three, and they work also in collaboration with the NWDC. And when you reach out to them and they are not helping you, there is a Facebook page of this department. Write on that Facebook page and say, Naki buile Matebesi kalabukana kalabukana. Matebesi, I will wake him up even if it is 1 o'clock midnight, and he will respond to say, MEC, this is what we are going to do. So that together we are able to utilize the systems that we have for our people to benefit. I must also indicate that we have agreed, the MEC and the HOD, we have engaged a Department of Small Business and CEDA. And I think soon, if it has not yet happened, CEDA has got a new program, they've got a program that is called She Connect. The She Connect program is a program that profile all of you who are in different businesses as women, and you are able to be put as a community, and when the market opens for your product, you are able to be accessed in that network. Lao le ko Kudungkhwane, when you affiliate to the She Connect, and you are selling muti wa o dirile product ya gago ya sengaparile, people in China, people in different international areas, including the country itself, will be able to access your product. So that is the platform that creates is created for our SMMEs. There's also a program that Carol does not sleep. Carol and is Willie here, the CM director and the CFO. They might not be here because they don't sleep. There is a program that the MEC calls 10-10-18. It is a new model that is going to respond to our people. One, it is going to respond to as the issues around the general dealer operation is concerned. Every place, as long as you come here, especially from the rural areas, school uniform mo, magwinya mo, ditamati mo, phone mo, pose, all those things did at that point. CEDA has introduced that model, and the Northwest want to put it to a test. The Premier will be pronouncing it soon. I think I was told by Carol that the procurements and everything is at an advanced stage. I don't know advanced stage, Matebes, one day you must come and explain to me. But Carol said it's at an advanced stage, meaning, HOD said, meaning it is very close to come out. So I am not sure, I'm talking about things that I was told are happening administratively. But what is important, model or premier how pronouncer, re tlo go collaborate le di masepala tse 10. Se e leng gore sa ntlha re tlo go respond to the need of the municipalities, like go na le batho ba ba neng ba amogela ko bo SASSA pay points, di pay points tsa teng di tswetswe. So when we put that general dealer there, it will be able to be activated. The person will be empowered to get into a contract with SASSA for 36 months to provide all the services that are provided by SASSA. You will not have a person going out to look for the hempara sa go fapa batho. You will not be having a person going out to sell uniform. That general dealer will be responsible for all those. And remember, uniform, one of you here or a group of you who will be given the machines, particularly uniforms, will still be joining the network of being possible suppliers to the same general dealer. And in the same general dealer, we will be collaborating with municipalities. Remember, indigent registers. So municipalities will have to link to the system. It's a smart general deal. But for wherever that general dealer is, that's why we're targeting for all the municipalities must at least have one. Maina what had indigent that's in one system. Automatically you get subsidized when you are indigent, and the municipality would have entered into an arrangement. It will be next to some schools where we are focusing on dealing with this thing at the food poisoning incidents. That general dealer will be able to be specifically having collaboration with all the schools around the area to provide them with the necessary vegetables and everything for NSNP. So that is the kind of a model that Lazimu Khosi is saying we will have to respond to the need of our people. We also have the same model in the form of bakeries, the same arrangement there, other things. We have the same model in the form of mobile kitchens. So those are the first that the 18-18-10 will be launched by the Premier, and then from there we will start to unlock it through call for proposals. So that is the area we also, as a department, I'm not sure whether the University of the Northwest has got a stall here. We are collaborating with the university because it is very clear that bana ba rona ba fetsa ko university ba tla go queue on the line of unemployment. So we are starting to collaborate with the university ka what we call the Young Entrepreneurs Incubation Hub in the university. We have already signed with the university. The close relationship with us will have those youngsters who are going to start to be earmarked and funded at the level of the university so that as they graduate, already we have profiled them. Now, at the end of this year, after the matric results, we have already engaged sponsors at EBSA. We'll be having the premier issuing out prizes for the 20 best performers of matric in the province. We also have the University of Stellenbosch that is going to partner with us to take our students specifically for training on empowerment and training on biodiversity economy. So there's a lot that government is bringing through this department. So today is not a meeting time. This hall is small. I said they must take you to whatever place that is here. I give bathroom, I give in, so that when section information about tourism this side, gambling this side, formulation of proposals this side. No one's answer must remain unanswered after this interaction. We have convened you here because a call by the Premier is that we must show that we have reached out to you, especially from villages. We have reached out to you. For sure. Clarity, ke gopotse sosela sa gore maybe ba re order and le yona order ke tle ke nne ke respondele, but the mood for today is that let's create opportunities for our people, let's provide clarity to our people, let's guide our people, let's incubate our people, let's take them to where government has, because for example, the call for funding that was open from CEDA, for Northwest they had a target of 300 and something. They managed only to secure 100 and something. Because people are not empowered, and that is why the MEC is going to soon announce what we are going to call the municipal ambassadors. For every municipality, the MEC is going to put at least 4 people who are going to facilitate and work with CEDA for prepare the proposals for everything for as they go through the process of application, so that they are able to access what government is giving. Because when you are unable to access, you come tomorrow and you turn against government and you say government is not providing. But it is also important for you to know that it goes with your willingness, it goes with your attitude, it goes with whether you are doing it out of passion. There's a person who has turned into a kitchen because indeed the person has got that passion of having that kitchen. So that is why we are going to incubate you. We will have aftercare. We want to give it to this other one. Also do. Because we can't afford to have our things be given. I know around Taung there, we give people tractors, we give people serious machines. They go by rentis. And then lastly, Kero, We are also going to have engagement with mayors. I think it's an urgent meeting that the MEC is going to convene about the food poisons that are now starting to be a serious issue that government needs to pronounce itself to. Now, we have already, the MEC and the HOD had a session with the commissioner or consumer. We have agreed that they must strengthen our team. But key to that, we are also going to put in the space of skills development in collaboration with municipalities, 600 young people and women who will be trained to profile each and every operation in the villages and townships in this province. Ba batleng go lebella gore go fa keng. Go go take a tax shop, re dumellane gore this is the department that issues licensing for tax shops. We'll be going out, having trained them, giving them stipend to do that, giving feedback to the department gore le garage ele e applies for business licensing. The MEC has already appointed a board on business licensing. After collection of all those applications, we will sit and we will make the board agree or disagree with those applications. And all the applications that would have been visited and are not qualifying, we will now have to start the operation of closing them up. Because remember, right now it's difficult for us to say you are not complying whilst you are not licensed. Actually, compliance is based on the conditions of a license. So that's why we must massify licensing. And I think by the 1st of this coming month, the HOD was signing those agreements, and the mayors must run to give us those names of the people that are going to become ambassadors of profiling what is happening to each and every house in the area for all the 403 wards of the province. But also, how then do we bring a solution to that? It's a national thing. We had a session with ministers of health and these other things. We are also going to embark on an interaction with Minister Maile. The MEC has already engaged with them to say, let's exchange and see how you do things in Gauteng so that the Northwest can also copy, but Gauteng can also copy from what we do here so that we strengthen our systems and we respond to that. I don't want us to jump into a conclusion of saying, and then next week you go South Korea, and then next week you go China. I also have a responsibility to market the province for investors to come to the province. But as the investors come, they must find up with strict legislations that are saying when you are in Northwest, when you are in South Africa, this is how you operate. So go ra gore go santse go tla berekiwa go tla thuntshiwa leroli. Yaanong ga lo ntse lo nkomanya mo di Facebook lo re eitsiwe wa garo le di bakhania hela o. Lisa is because we are accelerating. We don't have time. We would have loved to wear those pencil heels. We will have time for pencil heels when we celebrate the victory of our people having benefited from the democracy they fought for. So it is unfortunate that I will not be with you. I like interacting with people, listening to them, being with them. But looking at the energy that I use, I'm not that kind any longer because we limit. Within 4 hours, this limited energy must only be for addressing them, briefing the premier, handing over, go rest. Otherwise, if I am not taking care of that. So, tlolang sentle, me batho ba ke lo ba bontshitseng ke kopa ba tle ko pele gore ba bonane sentle. The gambling board, please come forth. The tourism board, please come forth. NWDC, Semi, please come forth. Environmental team, please come forth. I want all of you here lo tle ko pele. Ha re batle gore batho ba sale ba re ke ha ra ke tsa re utlile le batho. Please come forth so that our people must see you and must understand that today's date, Kero told me that she has prepared enough food for you. You must be here, you must take notes, you must take contacts. This is your day. Women from all angles, especially villages, this is your time to get information from government. This is your time to be empowered on how to access the services of government. It's not only the services of this department, but it's the services of government, because this department is established by the Premier, who is the leader of government. So these are men and women at your service today. Na gona men mos. So as I introduce them, you'll be able to understand once more. I must really appreciate the presence of Makhosi amongst us. We will create time for sitting with Bom Makhosi Mabani. I had enough time with Basadi Baholo ba rona ba department. Very old people who are to exit the department. We were here and they still have to go on massage. So, Realebo Makhosi to be with us, and we appreciate and we are noting your commitment. We always look at how you respond to our calls. Kamo citing e kamole, I will not be able to label. Mara kamo kharkharona, renali a director who deals with liquor licensing. Meaning those of you who have are operating the liquor outlets basokudisa, those of you who wish to get in, honore batho ba ba siameng, re a dumela gore go tagiwe because go tla rekiwa bojalwa, and re a dumela gore re ntshe license gore batho ba reke bojalwa, re a dumela gore everything must be done responsibly. The license condition says operate responsibly. Part of the license condition says make sure that your clients do it responsibly. And that is why Premier Mokhosi in the last Tunsale rule even gave out some tokens that is coming from those who are trading ka liquor. So, harensa di license, re collecta madi, batho ba ba di kreyang, ba go rekisa, go nna le bareki, dio tsa rona di a siama, di touristi di atla, go a jewa go a noa. Ke kopa wa liquor a tshuletse letsogo lo mmone. We are still to meet with all the liquor traders in the province, because what the MEC is saying, about at least 4 learners must be taken to school out of what we are drawing from their operation as government. That is an indication of the contribution they do, and they are not hostile because they know they have a responsibility to do that. Kamo haruna kiriki buile ka hore go a noa, so se sa nno se tswa mona, go a gambolwa ka mona. The MEC is issuing licenses for gambling where some of you can be beneficiaries in the form of shareholding, but those who are responsible for gambling licenses are also bringing what we call the levies to government, so that government must have money. So the fundraising, the more licenses we give, the more chances our people get the areas abone di hirisiwa, and then honale mereko, and then barekisetsa batho bao small things that are in that area, they are also clear. So baba janko gambling ba teng ka moera wa tshulesa ba bona. You have seen the MEC moving all over, giving people groceries, giving churches chairs, giving schools computers. It is coming from the operations of these licenses. So it is important that when you see illegal gambling, please report it. We have already confiscated a number of computers from Potchefstroom and Lichtenburg. Bastelfontein ba gana ka search warrants of search aron. Ga tlo go ba latela because we want to get into the space of Orkney and Stelfontein soon. Arna on salisasi but we will get in there. Kamara haruna mona rena le ba ba tswang ko NWDC who will shape up your proposals, who will show you how to do a proposal, who will direct you to access the market, who will even give other support, including what I was given this morning. Baba Chanko, Northwest Development Corporation. Asalo Chosa ane Maru Buastwana. And this one is me Ubuastwana. So you must not be afraid to come closer. They know the needs of our people. They're always out there for you. There's this other ones who are left there because there's a lot that we are doing in the province. There are those who are coming from the side of the parks and tourism who are also there to guide you on quite a number of activities that are happening in that space. Bako Kaiba Parks and Tourism. There are those who are also responsible for business licensing and regulations. Let's start with those that are saying, "Ha business a gago is regularized or is a samaisently." Ra go tshwara gape re tle re nne mapodisa. Business licensing and business regulation, they are not here. Where is the unit ya ga? Okay, motho le tsogo le kae? It's a very committed fellow. He might be held up somewhere. Oh, honale ena e fashionable ena. Honale ena e mo fashioning. Of course, before the end of this month, the MEC would have introduced a chief directorate where we will have a person who acts as a chief director specifically to deal with the issues of biodiversity economy, because that is where we want to get into how our people are going to benefit from the plants and the species around us, and also protecting mabodu a rona, protecting the tortoises a rona, protecting the pangolins a rona, hore people must not give you money to take those species, because finally we will not be having them, and they have a serious contribution to the balance of our ecosystem. From the side of biodiversity and environment, so ke yona department ya rona e ya lapisa a o kgone go ja o sa bereka in this department. If I can ask, how many from you have got tenders? Arana tender. In this department, we don't have tenders. We have men and women who wants to be capacitated to start their own businesses. We have men and women who can be exposed to the market. We have men and women who can be assisted in accessing funding even beyond government. Rona re batho ba tsoga o itirele, rona re batho ba mokodu go tsusiwa o itsosang. Mmereko motonna rona ke gore we collect. There are those who are in the space of issuing licenses for hunting. We have resolved from the conference that we are coming from that we are going to professionalize hunting, because in the contribution of the GDP, hunting is also one of the contributory factors. And the richest area that we are spotting is that side of Molopo Game Reserve, which is forming a boundary between us and Botswana. We have already established one development called Lihurusi Trophy Hunt Point in Ward 2 ya go Moshana in Lihuruzi, where we intensify hunting. There's a lot that is happening here. We have not even touched area ya Sun City. We have not touched area ya Bilanisberg. We have not touched area Hartbeespoort. This year we are also going to have our Chinese visitors go into Town Skull, because we want to show that it is not just about a skull, but the rich history of tourism that can be explored from the side of Town in Dr. RSM. We have already called for investors to take that space. Ke lo lebogile bagaetsho. So ka tsela e ntseng yalo nna ke dirile tiro ya me. Se se setseng fela ke gore bomme ba dirile di-stall ka montle. Ba ba batlang go testify. I must also acknowledge the presence of Osimpho Matope. I saw her here. Osimpho Matope, she went out. I think she's gonna tell you the story about being a woman in the wildlife space, the experiences, the challenges that women encounter. Osimpho is in our midst. Osimpho, we have flagged her as one of the women in the wildlife industry. She will tell you the frustrations that women encounter as they are in this space. As your program unfolds, all of them are here to state the good work that government has done to them, to share their experiences. And Halorata kaofela, we might not be able to call all of you by names. Welcome, enjoy, and access the services of this government. Thank you.